Africa, 1672. The boy pulls the thin blanket off his shoulders, his movements quiet in the fading shadows. He steps onto the cool, packed earth floor before the first light of the sun touches the horizon. Outside, the air is thick and sweet, with a heavy scent of coming rain. His younger sister chases a stray chicken through the dust, her laughter ringing out bright and clear in the quiet morning. Inside their small hut, his mother gently stirs a pot of grain over the low fire. Pale smoke curls upward into the thatched roof. It is a morning like any other, filled with the simple peace of home. Then, the dogs begin to howl. The sound shifts instantly from a warning to a terrifying frenzy. The boy reaches for the doorframe just as men with steel blades burst into the clearing. The village erupts in screams. Thatch roofs catch fire, sending pillars of thick black smoke into the sky. The boy sprints toward the tree line, his feet tearing against the dry ground in a desperate race for freedom. A heavy hand suddenly grabs his shoulder, slamming him into the dirt. Cold iron cuffs snap shut around his wrists. He twists his head, scanning the chaos for his mother, but she is nowhere to be seen. He is dragged away as the village fades into a wall of orange flame. Weeks melt into a blur of dust and pain. The march covers hundreds of miles. The boy watches as those beside him collapse, their chests falling silent. The guards do not stop. When the horizon finally breaks, the blue expanse of the ocean stretches out like an infinite wall. A massive ship waits in the surf. It is not a vessel. It is a cage of timber and iron. The boys push down a narrow ladder into the hold. The air is thick with the copper tang of blood and the sour stench of sickness. There is no space to move, only the rhythmic groan of the ship. This is the Middle Passage. Yet, the roots of this horror reach back to 1600. Ships arrived in North America carrying settlers seeking land and gold. As the frontier expanded, the hunger for labor turned into a systematic machine. Planters grew tired of indentured servants who eventually earned their freedom. They wanted ownership that never expired. The laws shifted to ensure that a child belonged to the master, just like cattle. Slavery was no longer a state of circumstance. It became a permanent mark of skin color. The law stripped away their names, their families, and their very humanity, attempting to turn people into property. But the law could not strip away their spirit. In the dark of the quarters, they whispered stories from home. They hummed melodies that turned into the foundation of new songs. They shared languages and kept their history alive in the rhythm of their work. They survived the impossible. Today, their legacy is not just in the history books, but in the heartbeat of every rhythm, the spice in every meal, and the very language spoken across the continent. Their voices did not disappear. They became the soul of a nation, an unbreakable echo of a journey that began in the light of an African morning.